Hey there, it's me, Kimberly from MakingHeadway.us. Yes, I know it's .us, but I like feeling like we're in this together, so I'm going to call it MakingHeadway.us from now on. So you are here because today I have got this amazing quick tip that I want to share with you about how to create gradient text effects to use all over your website, social media, in your branding. You're going to flip your lid when you see how cool this is. So I created this quick tip because last couple of days I have been experimenting with the logo and the branding for MakingHeadway.us, and I really love the idea of it being all watercolory looking and soft, and this did me just perfectly for the look that I was going for. So we're going to dive right in, promised 15 minutes or less, so that way I don't ramble and get us stuck. The first thing that you're going to need is a Pro Tool. Yes, I'm sorry, but this one you have to have a Pro Tool to get this result. And so pros like us, even though we might be DIYing it for a bit, we need a great Pro Tool for creating graphics. So this tool is going to set you back about 20 bucks a month. It used to be $1,200 plus for a subscription. So trust me, the 20 bucks a month, it's going to be life altering for your graphics. So less than 300 bucks a year and you're going to have the best of the best way to create graphics. This will trump everything else that you have used. Canva's awesome, yes it is, but this will trump that too, and this will trump PicMonkey. It's just the best. So like I said, been using it since 2005 and it has never once let me down. So let's dig right in. We're creating a gradient text effect using Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud. I'm using version 2015.3. So I feel like I'm talking super fast because I want to make sure this is 15 minutes or less. So bear with me. Okay, here we go. And this is the very first quick tip that I have done using Adobe Illustrator. So I'm like all hooted up excited over here. I'm going to go ahead and open up Adobe Illustrator. This is what we're going to be creating today. And I'm going to show you how to do this right now. Now, quick short note on Adobe Illustrator. The Mac version and the PC version, I hear there are differences. I have not used a PC since like 2007-ish. So everything that I am using to create this, I'm doing on a Mac. But if you keep your eyes peeled for your options up here, if you hear me say something and I'll try to reference it from here, it'll be in that general area on a PC as well. The first part of this is to make sure that our screens match as closely as possible. So you're going to want to open up a few things in this window section. You're going to want to have application frame checked, application bar checked, control checked. We're going to also check off swatches, and we're going to also check off gradients. So swatches, gradient, the word just plain gradient, and we're going to also check off align. So if you have these things open, swatches, gradient, and align, will be all good to go, and things should start looking similar for both of us. You can line those up on top of each other and they'll make little connecting boxes, but hey, let's keep this to 15 minutes. I could talk about this kind of stuff all day long. So let's do it. We're going to do File, and we're going to do New. This part is super important. You want this to be huge, way bigger than you'd use on your website. 2,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels is a good starting off point. It is better to make this too big and later on resize it to be smaller than it is to make it too small and try to make it bigger. Bad things happen when you go from small to big. Good things happen when you go from big to small. So there you go. All right, now we're going to click this rectangle tool over here. You just give it a click. Click anywhere on the canvas. You want this rectangle to be locked in, so you're going to click this little lock button to make it the same width and height, and you're just going to type in 2000 by 2000 and hit OK. That's going to put you this awesome rectangle right in the middle of your box, sized at 2000 by 2000. I promise it will. Next step is to come over here to where you have a line opened. You're going to click horizontal align center and vertical align center. Very important, we want our box in the middle of the canvas. Next step, we're going to click this word gradient right here, gradient. Just give it a click and you're going to see a silvery metallic to black looking gradient box. This part is really fun. You're going to click right here in this gray area below to add another little box to your gradient. That way you can have 3 colors. I find 3 colors looks really awesome and mixes really well together. So now that we've got our 3 colors, you want to make sure this word says linear. You do not want it to say radial because we don't want a big dot like an eyeball in the middle of your font. Oh no, we want it really pretty and linear. Or is it linear? I can't say words today. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to click this box right here to make sure that the gradient is on the top of the fill. This little stroke, we're going to click it, click none, so it goes away. And then we're going to click the fill so that it's back on the top again. You want this one to be on top and this one to be blank and underneath. So now we are going to click this very first little box, this gray box. If you click it a couple of times, it's going to pull up your swatch panel. So if you like double click or triple click, you'll see the swatches. You're going to pick the 3 that are the closest to the color palette that you want to use. So you're going to click that first one. Then you're going to click your second little lock box and click the next color you want to use. And you're going to click the last little lock box and click the color that you want to use last. Boom, there we go. That is my favorite, which I call the Hawaiian print gradient. Definitely not Hawaiian print, just what pops into my head when I look at it. So now you have created the gradient background. Now we have to put the words in the box. So the next step is going to be to hit the T for type tool. We want to make sure we're on the regular type tool, none of those fancy other ones. And we're just going to click anywhere in the canvas. Does not matter. You can click all over as long as you're in the gradient box. Next, you're going to choose a font. You can come up here to type and you can choose fonts and you can select from all the fonts on your computer. You can even type in the name of a font and it'll start to appear for you. And the font that I'm going to use today is called Sweet Pea. There are easier ways to get to the fonts, like if this box is appearing for you now, you can just type it in there, but I'm trying to make this easy, especially if you're on a PC, because I'm on a Mac and we look a little different. Next thing is to make this big. You want this to be super big, even bigger than you think it needs to be. 150 should be a good starting off point. Okay, so now we're going to type our words. I'm just going to type in the word. Let me click back on my box. You have to click back down there. I'm going to type in making headway. That's the word that I made when I did my first little gradient the other day. Next, I'm going to click on this little selection tool. Then I'm going to hold down my shift key and I'm just going to drag to make this fit the inside of this box to the best of my ability. You want to just click and drag until it stretches out. You do not want to just click like this. Like if you just do like that, it's going to stretch your letters. But if you make a mistake right here, like this is a mistake, you just hit Command Z on a Mac. You can also come up here and do Edit, Undo, and that will take you back in time. So now we have got our letters inside our box. Yay! Last step here. Ooh, this is when the magic starts to happen. You're going to click right here on your black fill and you're going to choose None. The words are going to go away. They're like InvisiWords. Next step is to do Select All. It's Command A on a Mac. I'm not sure what it is on a PC. And now you're just going to hit Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And ba-bam! There you have it. That is your gradient text. The fun thing about this is because this is so big, we can now resize it, make it smaller. Oops, and I did not use my own rule. I stretched it. So let's try that again. So hold down your shift and stretch your letters. You can make them smaller. You can also come in and do things like add a space in them because it is so big in the background, that 2000 pixel big square. You do have the flexibility if those words are lined up in the middle and there's plenty of room on the edges to do things like add that extra line in there. So now if you choose your selection tool, you can also do alignment. So you can do to the center horizontal and to the center vertical. And then you can come up here to the actual text alignment and you can align the wording to the center and then back to the middle. And there you go. That is how you make a gradient font using Adobe Illustrator. Woohoo! We did it! Last thing here, and I'm going to zoom back out a few steps because I want to save this in full size as big as it was when I created it. Last thing here is you want to go ahead and save this file as a .ai file. That way it's the original and you can always come back and add new wording and type over text and do different things, but you want to save your original. So we're going to do File, Save As, and then you're just going to give it a name. I'm going to call this Gradient Text, Pink to Orange. And then you're just going to go ahead and save that on your computer as an AI file. Hit OK, and you're good to go. That way, when you have got it all saved up, and it's going to take a second or two to save. When you've got it all saved up, you are perfect. This way you can come back in, you can edit it, you can save it as a JPEG for your website or a PNG file later on. But that is how you do it, my friend. That is how you add gradient text using your fonts on your computer and Adobe Illustrator. Thanks. Bye.